What are you doing? Don't even do it.
Well, hello there, partner. Go on and hang up your hat, grab yourself a whiskey, and pull up in the easy chair. We're coming off the range of 9 to 5s with a whole herd of news stories that we've been steaming over like a cow patty in the Texas heat. As they say, the chickens are finally coming home to roost. And we're here to ruffle some feathers and ensure accountability ain't just a concept, it's reality. It's that time where the day's drama casts its longest shadow. So let's light a candle to the chaos of current events, the whirlwind of politics, and the tangled webs of corruption that we find ourselves entwined by. It's time to ramble our way into the twilight. Welcome to Sunset Rants.
Hey, you guys. Welcome back to Sunset Rants. I'm your host, Biddy, and I'm here with a special guest today. What's up, Scrapjaw? Thank you for joining.
Good evening, Liz Biddy.
The OG Rantmeister himself. Thank you. That was a crazy video. I always think of like how cute huskies are. I'm like, they're so beautiful. Their eyes are so striking. But then when I see videos like that, I'm like, I'll just watch videos of them if I need a fix. Yeah,
they're so good. They're I mean, we got a mutual friend of ours in the Discord that's got some shepherds, and I think they're a special breed of shepherds that have that same kind of energy, and it's hilarious.
See, I love German shepherds though. I would love a German shepherd. That talking though, that howling, that was crazy. And then having 3 of them, you're just asking for trouble. You're outnumbered. But yeah, so yeah, of course, follow the show on X, the real Roma _AK, and you can follow me on X at Elizabeth213A. And where can they find you, Scrap?
Scrapjaw everywhere.
Scrapjaw everywhere, man. I wish I could say that, but I had to use an A for X because somebody apparently had my name already. It was crazy. But yeah, we might as well get to it because we have a bunch of stories. The first one is the big story. Of course, it's the most tragic one that we're bringing to you guys today, and we got a lot to talk about. So ABC News, Minneapolis shooting, 8-year-old and 10-year-old were killed, 17 others hurt at Catholic school. They were sitting in pews. They were killed when a shooter opened fire through the windows of a church at the Annunciation Catholic School in Minneapolis today. This morning, 17 others were injured in the shooting during a mass that marked the first week of school. Minneapolis Police Chief Brian O'Hara said 14 of the injured victims were children, ages 6 to 15. And the 3 adults who were shot were parishioners in their 80s, he said. All of those injured are expected to survive. The shooter died at the scene from a self-inflicted gunshot wound, O'Hara said. The FBI identified the shooter as 23-year-old Robin Westman, who was born Robert Westman. Driver's license information reviewed by ABC News described Westman as a female born on June 17, 2002, a name she change application for a minor born on the same date, June 17, 2002, was approved by a district court in Minnesota in 2020, changing the name of Robert Westman to Robin Westman, explaining the minor child, quote, identifies as a female and wants her name to reflect that identification. The mass shooting unfolded just before 8:30 a.m. when the shooter approached the side of the building and fired a rifle through the church windows toward the children and other worshipers sitting in the pews. Dozens of rounds were fired, and he called it a deliberate act of violence against innocent children and other people worshiping. Within seconds of the gunfire, the heroic staff moved students under the pews. This is just terrible. There was a young boy, one of the students, who was being interviewed by the reporters, and it was just crazy. I mean, actually, I don't even know how old he was. He had to be like 7 or 8. He was really, really young, but he was just kind of recounting the day. He said he was sitting right by the windows when the bullets started, and that his friend, actually, one of his classmates, Victor, saved him by laying on top of him, and he actually got hit. So he was one of the injured. And it's he said shots fired through the stained glass windows, just as the chief said that he hid under the pews, and then they ran to the gym, locked the doors, and waited for further instruction. He also said that they do practice if something were to happen like this, like how they would respond. So they've been having like those measures in place. But yeah, this is just something that just keeps happening. It's really, really devastating. I'm still like really shocked about it. It's really sad. I don't even know what to say.
It's the whole situation is wild. I mean, politics aside, this has got hallmarks of a lot of the other big shootings that have happened in the past. When I read through, and we won't post anything here and show you guys, like, the media thing is, you don't glorify this person and whatnot. Mm-hmm. The internet's there. You can go find the manifestos and the videos and the archives. We're getting pretty good about grabbing stuff before social media takes it down. But if you go look through the old Columbine stuff back then, they wanted to say, well, this was violent video games and music and stuff. Mm-hmm. There was, there's an image of a journal with the quote manifesto, and it's got a KMFDM sticker on it, along with the trans flag with an AK-47, and there's a lot of Russian Cyrillic characters that are being used when this dude was writing this, which all just boils down to a lot of edgelord, nihilist, kind of defeatist, kind of black-pilled internet culture. Mm-hmm. Normally the media wants to portray that as like, okay, those are right wingers and blah blah blah, but it's like, no, there's a downward spiral where the funnel goes from left to right and center. Mm-hmm. When these people get to the bottom and they find themselves in certain places, and it's very easy for them to become radicalized based on their pain bias, right?
Yeah.
A lot of these people are on SSRIs. They're on, ADHD medications. Not that some people don't need that stuff temporarily or at some level, but a lot of
management needs to go into it too,
right? And it just goes to show that a lot of even medication can't fix some things. Like I'm looking at on my screen, yeah, there's some things there, but I'm looking on my screen at a picture from the manifesto, and it's a sketch. It's like a self-portrait from the back, and he's standing at what looks like a vanity or like a bathroom sink, and the reflection of himself is a Baphomet, like a demonic version. It's like,
I did see that. Yeah,
so
the drawing.
I guess showing some things, but anyway, a lot of this edgelord stuff, and this Russian text and things and whatnot. There we go. Let's show the families and the church and the good stuff there. The irony, but the sad part is that this person's mother retired from working for this Catholic institution, so somewhere in there was a failure. Mm-hmm. Whether, I'm not saying it was her mom's fault. I'm just saying there was a failure somewhere where this person's upbringing just didn't support them in the way that they should have went. Obviously now, they did the damage that was done. There were actually sketches of the not of the school, but of the where wherever what parish it was or something where they were doing worship, where they had the pews. Those were the sketches in the book. So this person had insider knowledge already. There was something else there, just like the Tennessee shooter had insider knowledge, was a former student of that Christian school.
Yeah. And so was he, according to CBS News Minnesota, that he did attend Annunciation School when he was a child.
Yep.
So he did know the layout.
Their own school. The Florida shooter shot up his own school. The guy, what was the one that was up north? That was the one that Alex Jones got in trouble with. I'm not sure if that was that, but like most of these are people who go back to places where they know the lay of the land. They decide, you know,
they kind of cased it already.
They've cased it because their lives are based around it, and this is like their final, like, society has failed me and I hate everything. It has nothing to do with firearms, as little to nothing to do with the trans thing or the politics. It's these people get to the bottom, they're done, they're over it, they're going out with a bang. They do it GTA
and just
style
think about like what you said before about how you kind of go down these rabbit holes when you're like terminally online. I mean, just think about the idea of a For You page, right? Like the more you click on something, the more you search something out, the social media platform that you're on will start to gear towards what you normally click on. So it's very easy to go down rabbit holes, even especially when they're toxic, that you'll just continuously get fed, these things that further affirm like whatever misery you're going through, whatever you're going through.
Yeah. And let's peel a little slice of tinfoil off. And speaking of tinfoil, I bought a tinfoil hat kit from Alex Jones recently. I hope it gets here soon. It's hilarious.
From Alex Jones?
Alex Jones is selling these tinfoil hat kits. It's literally just a roll of Reynolds.
I'm actually surprised he hasn't done that before. I mean, that's
great. But if we peel off a little piece of that, and some of this, let's talk about like a little MK Ultra, right? Like back in those days, like the 60s and 70s, they had to do these things in like controlled environments, right? They had to, and the internet didn't exist at that time. Maybe a proto version of it, but not widespread. Now, and what did they do? What were the hallmarks of it? It was brainwashing with chemical assistance, right? How much of our population is on a chemical assistance, and how much of the internet are you ingesting all the time?
Yeah.
You end up in rabbit holes in like Discord and Telegram and wherever else. And no one of these places is necessarily bad in and of itself, but just people find communities that affirm them in whatever way that, you have an onset of white nationalists now because they're young white men that have been dejected by leftist politics that took over for the last decade.
Yeah.
And you also
it's this ping pong response thing
that just keeps going leftists too that are down their own kind of blue anon, if you will, rabbit hole, just like the QAnon was a rabbit hole and stuff. Like you don't need some giant government apparatus and some black box project. You need literally one psych doctor that is twisted enough, or somebody who understands how to manipulate people in a chat room to just start talking to whoever, and that guy, that girl, that chick, that dude, whatever. Okay. Start taking notes and then invite them over into farther and farther down the hole. All it takes.
Yeah. There's no solid regulations on taking these medications without any kind of, therapies or anything to kind of figure out if there's, I mean, they do have some like the ISTOP programs for like controlled substances where the doctor has to put in certain things like, when was the last examination date? Are you keeping up with the patient? But a lot of it is just like filling out paperwork. Are you really checking to see if their dosage should be changed? If you can scale them off of this medication because of the therapies and different things that they've gone through to find the root of the problem. Like a lot of it is just pushing these medications. And over time, the medication, some people, become, I forgot the word, but like to where it kind of doesn't work the same way it does anymore. Your body gets tolerant to the medication, like pain medication, same thing.
Yeah, I'm with you, Biddy. I'm totally with you on that. It's a balance. Like you have to, if doctors are going to prescribe these things, they need to be attentive. And so many times you just get, okay,
Yeah.
you got a
And
problem.
everything is
Here's a
like every
solution.
15 minutes you see a patient. Like everything is like jam packed with like every the whole system is just like a hot mess right now. And it's just all about prescribing. But yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got a lot of talking in the chat right now. It's there's something that I've said before on these shows when situations like this have happened, and I've thought about this a lot, and I looked around today and I actually saw a gentleman that goes by the name of Midnight123. If you haven't checked him out, if you do go on TikTok, he's really cool. He does a lot of journalism. He lives in New York. And he actually brought it up, and I was just like, wow, yes, I remember that, and I think it's great. I really think he proposed, and this is something I was thinking too, that maybe a program should be started where it gives the opportunity to retired veterans, people who have served in the military, come home, they're looking for a purpose, they have these amazing skills that they were taught. I mean, yeah, you can go into law enforcement and things like that, but like give them the opportunity to protect these schools.
Oh, like a resource officer position.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because we need to do that. Like the conversation, yes, huge mental health, absolutely. But then it always becomes whether or not people should have their rights to bear arms taken away. But nobody has the conversation of, strengthening the infrastructure of these schools, figuring out, there's so many different things that I looked up. There's bullet resistant doors and windows, there's portable door barricades, there's ballistic whiteboards and furniture that can double as shields. There's tech things like gunshot detection sensors, AI surveillance cameras. There's so many different things, like ideas. I mean, they might not be the best. Maybe people can figure out even better ideas and things like that. But it's never in the conversations ever.
No, it's not. And even when they are in the conversation, they become the go-to to say, look what we did.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the problems with safety devices, and there were studies done on this with like motorcycles and taxi drivers and stuff and whatnot, is the more safety devices you give somebody, the more reckless they are. And so instead of being hyper vigilant and training your staff properly, they go, well, door's locked, we're good.
Mm-hmm.
That's a reductionist way of addressing that. But how many times have we seen like a back door get left open by a teacher in Uvalde? That's how that happened.
Right.
There was already a police chase en route. That person ducked into a back door of a school and started going. Like that's it. It's the same thing in IT. You can have every single piece in place, your firewalls, your endpoints, all of your network rules, but people are the number one exploit.
Human error.
Human error will be the difference between life and death every time. Human error every time. So one of the things that, like you were saying, they were doing in that school is they've been doing their drills. Well, the problem in Florida was everybody was participating in the drills. The organization I work for, my day job, our staff trains. We have a select group of volunteer staff that train off-site. Nobody in the building knows what to do in an emergency unless it's a tornado or a fire drill.
Yeah, we have our drills and stuff. They put you through seminars, and then you go through it. You can skip through things. You can just answer the question in common sense form and just pass it on, and they'll be done with it.
The best thing is you have a select group of people that are trained. They know the facility and they know how to handle things. And the rest of the people, the lay people, the understaff, and the students, none of them should have any idea what the emergency readiness staff are preparing for. Why? Because it's operational security. If you involve the general staff, it's kind of hard to vet. But that's what happened in Florida with the one guy who actually was a part of all that. So
yeah, and then everybody tries to become a chief, and then it gets all chaotic too. Yeah,
but our prayers are with these people in Minneapolis, and this is sad to see another round of this go out, and just it's tragic, and we just have to be able to learn from it without the politics getting in the way of doing the right thing next time. So
absolutely.
What's next on the docket, Biddy?
All right. Sorry about this, you guys, but we got to keep you posted on this because this guy is the poster child of the left's pushback against Trump's immigration program. So, comes to you again from ABC News. It's judge blocks administration from deporting Kilmar Abrego Garcia until at least October. And we covered this the last time on, I think it was on Monday, and this judge did say she was going to look into trying to extend the block on his deportation. So here it is. Federal judge has temporarily blocked the Trump administration from deporting Kilmer Abreu Garcia until at least early October. U.S. District Judge Paula Zinnes, who was appointed by Obama, of course, back in 2016, said Wednesday she will extend her temporary restraining blocking his removal until Abrego Garcia's latest deportation challenge in court is resolved. Judge Dean is scheduled in a fixed in the case challenging Abrego Garcia's potential deportation to Uganda. She said during a hearing on Wednesday that she will issue a ruling within 30 days of October 6th hearing. She also said that Abrego Garcia, who is currently being held in the detention center of Virginia, must remain in custody within a 200-mile radius of the court in Maryland. Judge Innes said she will not order Abrego Garcia released from immigration custody, saying that issues should be decided by an immigration judge. On Monday, Abrego Garcia's attorney moved to reopen his immigration case and apply for asylum.
They're going to apply for asylum?
Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
A domestic abuser?
Mm-hmm. Among other things.
The left hates. They don't care about trans people. They don't care about women. They don't care about immigrants because this hurts people that are here for the right reasons.
Exactly. Exactly. Everybody they prop up always hurts the group that they're supposed to be, just like George Floyd and that whole thing. Everybody that they prop up, that they decide is the poster child, is the worst kind and the worst representation of that group. It's crazy. I don't.
Soft bigotry of low expectations at times, but this is worse than that. This is just letting crime go rampant and just, oh, we're going to use this guy. And it's like, it'd be one thing if this was Barabbas, because at least we know Jesus was going to die for our sins in this case, but he's already done that. So why is this guy going free?
Right. Yeah.
Wow.
All right. So just a little kind of like timeline. All right. So 2011, he enters the U.S. as a teenager, settles in Maryland. 2019, detained in initial immigration ruling picked up by local police outside of Maryland, turned over to ICE, applies for asylum, but is denied because he filed too late. Okay. So we have laws, we have structure. Filed too late. He's denied his asylum. He already went through the process. The immigration judge bars removal to El Salvador due to risk of gang persecution. Why? Because maybe he's part of a gang and, he left it. December 1st, 2022, Tennessee traffic stop, pulled over. This was with 9 passengers, not arrested or cited then. Still comes later, the basis for federal human smuggling charges filed this year, which he denies. But it's on record. Then you have in March, wrongful deportation. Despite the 2019 bar on removal to El Salvador, he's deported to El Salvador and taken to CCOT mega prison. April, federal court orders to return him. June, returned to the U.S., flown back on, taxpayer dime, of course. I mean, who else is paying for this? July 23rd, judge limits immediate removal on release. Tennessee moves toward releasing him pre-trial. Judge Denis orders DHS to give him at least 72 hours notice for any deportation. So they're just kicking the can down the road, actually. I think Brian, our producer, said earlier. August 22nd, released in Tennessee, leaves jail, heads back to Maryland. 25th, ICE. I mean, this is just like, this is going to keep on happening. And not just with this, with every single thing that Trump or any of us are trying to do to, clean up this country, to further anything, whether it be deportation, whether it be, cracking down on crime, any of it. It's all going to get cracked about in the weeds of these million judges that the Democrats have very strategically placed all over the country. I mean,
the left plays a long game.
Mm-hmm.
That phrase, no rest for the wicked.
Mm-hmm.
They work diligently to get done what they want to get done, whether they see it or not. And it's like those of us that are just well to do and better, when times are good, we're kind of lax. We let things be.
Mhm.
And it's hard to get people to realize that you have to snuff it out as soon as you see any semblance of corruption or
Yep.
crime or whatever that might be. You have to.
Mhm.
I mean, we'll talk about Rudy Giuliani for a second, right? He was credited for cleaning up New York.
Mhm.
Regardless of all the other corrupt things you might dig up on him, and some recent things where he really tarnished himself and tried to throw Trump under the bus is in a backhanded way, right? I mean, he worked for Trump, but at the same time, through the whole COVID, through COVID and the election and all of that stuff, he pretty well did a bang up job of not making a good name for himself through that. However,
Yeah.
New York, how he did that was they enforced every little petty crime law possible.
Mhm. And they
Trump,
had stop and frisk.
I believe Trump lived there during the time. I mean, he's always been a part of New York.
Yeah, yeah.
So I wonder how much of his experience living through the Giuliani years and all the years that he's lived through in New York, how
Mhm.
much of that is he going to be enacting there in DC with all of this kind of stuff, right?
Yeah.
Because they're picking up immigration, they're picking up all kinds of people, right? So,
Yep.
which kind of I think leads into, well, we're gonna get into that a little bit later, aren't we? About the some of the Amtrak stuff, but
Mhm.
I think we have an international segment before we hit that.
Oh yeah, yeah. We can. Yeah, let's go across the pond
And
for
we
a
don't get
second.
bored talking about immigration stuff over and over and over again.
Listen, yeah, it's gonna be constant, but I mean,
That's the update.
this is the business we've chosen. But yeah, again from ABC News, which Germany launches drive to add military recruits without conscription for now. Germany's leaders on Wednesday launched a drive to attract more people into voluntary military service as the country scrambles to strengthen its armed forces in the face of growing fears about future Russian aggression, a project that some in the governing coalition say doesn't go far enough. Germany, a leading NATO and European Union member, has moved to modernize its long-neglected military since Russia launched its full-scale invasion of Ukraine in 2022. That year, it set up a 100 billion euro special fund, or 117 billion in US dollars, to modernize the Bundeswehr, much of which has been committed to procuring new equipment. New Chancellor Friedrich Merz's coalition this year pushed plans throughout Parliament to enable higher defense spending by loosening strict rules on incurring debt. He wants the strongest conventional army in Europe. They're redoubling its efforts to attract more recruits, with the military struggle to do in recent years. They had about 181,000 active service people at the end of last year, but the government says it needs to increase that in the long term to 260,000 plus some 200,000 reservists. So I guess they're just kind of like trying it out. They're trying to see if they can get people to just join without forcing. But they're kind of putting it out there as like, yeah, this might come. So if you're out there and you're on the fence, you might want to do it for your fellow man, kind of thing, I guess. So
they have been a long time since being allowed to be patriotic in Germany. I'm just saying, like, usually military conscription comes along with having a sense of a sense of pride in your nation. The last time Germany had a sense of pride in its nation, it was about nationality, and it wasn't necessarily about just being Germany. Before that, it was Weimar. I don't, but we're well beyond that now. I mean, those are basically just like jokes and things at this point, because Germany isn't what it once was. Europe isn't what it once was. I mean, who are the and plus who are they going to get to volunteer? Muslims?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not kidding. I think they have children 8-1 compared to the native European population.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, I just saw a map today, and it was like the majority of the world is like in the red, and then you see like in the continent of Africa, they're averaging like 4. Africa, and I think some, the Asian territory is basically all Muslim territory. They're averaging like 4 a family.
The birth rate, and this isn't like a, like a brown replacement, white replacement, whatever kind of comment. This is more liberal society has refused to embrace the tradition of raising children.
Mm-hmm.
Our generation has rejected that.
Yep.
And we're going to see. So what's going to happen with Europe? What they're gonna start. Who's going to go join the military? Well, you got a whole bunch of supposed refugees from the Middle East that are now being exported all across Europe, but they're coming from countries that are allied with Russia.
True
what are you going to do? Train these guys to just bail on you when it goes time? I mean,
maybe that's a long game in some way.
Like I said, wicked. There's no rest for the wicked. These people are going to just play the long game. The most radical of the imams are out there saying openly in their sermons or their teachings, and when they do their online things and their interviews, hey, guess what, guys? We're just going to outbreed you in your own country and take over that way because you guys are dumb. You're stupid.
Yeah. And, I don't know about everything that's going on in other countries, but if you come to America, you could breed us out and we'll pay for it. Yeah. Our taxpayer dollars are going to pay for you to come here and birth all these kids. I mean, you're going to go right on Medicaid.
The West is fighting wars in all the wrong ways. The way we defeated Russia through the Cold War is exactly the game plan they're all playing with us now. Mm-hmm. It's economic and it's a money drain. That's it. I mean, and then there's also the other thing where they're setting up, frenemies of theirs. I mean, historically, the Turks and whatever never could pass up through the Caucasus. I mean, that terrain is so harsh that they could never get up through there. And especially if you go back through, like with Vlad the Impaler, as we know, as Dracula, he fought the Turks back multiple times. So. It's not like Russia has anything to worry about. They've got the terrain advantage. They just want a couple ports and put a little buffer between them and Europe. And they probably don't even care what happens to Europe. I mean, they have their own BRICS economy at this point. Who do they care about the rest of the world? They'll sell whatever, whoever takes over, they'll gladly do business with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, and then you think, okay, so Germany, they're one of the leading NATO and European Union members, right? European Union member aside, just think of like NATO and that kind of coalition. Mm-hmm. So you're talking about like pride in your country. It's very hard to push pride in your country to join a fight for things that don't even have anything to do with you. Also, because a lot of the wars that spawn up are in other countries, and then because you're part of this crew, you got to be part of it. And now he's talking about having to, build the military because of Russian aggression. Are they aggressing against you, or is it something that you fear because you're part of NATO? And will that get people to want to join?
I mean, that's why we had record low volunteer numbers in the United States from Obama all the way up through Biden. Like, we had a horrible track record of trying to get people to join the military. Mm-hmm. And now under Trump, people are like, yeah, let's go. Mm-hmm. It has to do with your leadership and how you're carrying yourself on the world stage.
Right.
Is your cause a just cause to go to war?
Right. If you want people to follow you, be a leader.
Right. So I wish Germany luck. You've lost the last 2 major wars you've been a part of that we wrote entire history books about. Mm-hmm. So the stigma is not in your favor, and I don't know if you have the manpower to actually do what you think you might have to do. I don't think Russia has any intention of trying to come down in through there. Y'all are just deluded, and your economies are falling apart, and your society is being overrun with people that have no regard for civilized Western society. Mm-hmm. I don't say that as 100% of all these people that are coming up there, because there are people that have escaped. They're like, dude, I don't want to be down there.
Right.
But because of the refugee thing that we've set up in the Western countries, it's being exploited by people that are just willing to come here and take everything for what it is. They don't care if it gets run into ground. They're religiously driven by
Mm-hmm.
Islam, by their imams,
Mm-hmm.
and
And they're
it's
perfectly fine waiting generations for things to change in their favor.
yep.
Like they're invested in it.
So
But all
that's
right.
it. Good luck,
Huh.
Germany.
Yeah. All right. What do we got next?
Talking about
Oh,
Amtrak. Basically.
yeah. Okay. So let's see. We got Department of Transportation says it's reclaiming management of DC's Union Station. The Trump administration is reclaiming management of Union Station in Washington, D.C. U.S. Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy announced Wednesday, citing crime and homelessness. You don't say. Quote, there's too much crime, there's too much homelessness. I think there's been a lack of focus on bringing in revenue from Union Station and reinvesting it. That's a very interesting statement. The Federal Railroad Administration, which is part of DOT, has owned Union Station since the early 1980s, but it's been managed by various organizations over the years. Quote, the president wants, and I want the Capitol to be beautiful. I think Americans want their capital to be beautiful, and Union Station is a key part of that. That was Duffy. The U.S. Department of Transportation will work closely with Amtrak and the Union Station Redevelopment Corporation to make Union Station a world-class transit hub. Deputy Secretary Steve Bradbury said in the release. And there's a lot that's going on right now, especially in Union Station, but with Amtrak, who currently manages this area, they just launched the updated Acela train service, which is like a speed bullet type of train. It goes like 160 miles per hour. So that was like already kind of like going down, and then so some people are saying, there's already, they're already trying to clean it up, but it's like, yeah, you can put like these faster trains and, all of this other kind of stuff. But if the surrounding area is filled with, people who are mentally unwell, they're laying around, they might rob you, there's like crime and stuff going on. Like, who's going to want to even go down those stairs into that platform and get on this like new fancy train?
Right.
It's just like, you got to fix the whole thing. And that reinvestment back into the station itself, that's very interesting, because we have a lot of that kind of like, ideas of possible corruption happening with the MTA New York. They've constantly gotten, tons and tons of money thrown at them, and they're constantly raising the prices at the same time on its commuters, but yet everything still looks like hell. So like, where is all the money going? That's always like the $1 million question.
Yeah,
$1 billion question.
Yep, large organizations within their sub departments have to justify their budgets.
Mm-hmm. Should. I mean,
okay. So what Trump's doing right now, so Trump appoints the board. For those that don't know how everything works, why Trump's able to do all this, government owns everything, like you were saying. But Trump appoints the board, and then the Senate has to confirm that. And then the DOT chair, what's his name again? I forget. Look it up while I'm rambling. So he is basically like, he's got some special title where he's like the top of that board effectively, but there's still a CEO. And then below them, they have this there's a handful of different organizations that, like you were saying, manage it. They have their own police that are just for the station. Amtrak is a government-owned corporation. It's not private. So literally everything that's there, Trump is basically like the CEO of CEOs.
Right.
And obviously he's ran enough companies to be that,
right.
and get people that can go in there and go, all right, you guys are screwing up. It looks like crap down there. I've already got all of my federal agents crawling all over this city. Now we're going to fix this station because transportation is, and so, yeah. His transportation secretary is the guy. Like
Sean Duffy, yeah.
So Duffy's being like, okay, I'm going to take control. And so the board, so the CEO has to report to the board. Trump appoints the board, Duffy's in there in the mix of all of that. Mm-hmm. And then the CEO of the station, of Union Station or of Amtrak, has to report to all of them, just like any other corporation does. All of your C-levels
chain of command
report to a board. The board isn't necessarily allowed to come in and dictate, but because it's a government-run operation and you have the DOT Secretary Duffy, he's actually able to do all of that. He is technically the override. And so, you know,
and there's clear evidence that there's mismanagement of funds and things aren't being done. So, like, you know, all you got to do is go down there with a GoPro, take a 2-minute video.
Yeah, and so you're talking about all this, the crime stuff, right? Then this is an ABC article we had. It was an ABC or an NBC article?
NBC.
NBC.
I had like a brain freeze, and I was just like, I skipped right over it.
There was an ABC video I saw. Liberal Hive Mind did a video on it, and whatever DC outlet that they have going down there was, she was like, I've been mugged. My colleagues have been mugged. We've had to deal with the homeless people down here that mentally ill. And she laid it out. She completely went off script when she was talking with one of the Congress people or a rep or whoever it was, some DC swamp creature. And she was just like, we're done with this.
Oh my God, Booty Chew.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, not that guy.
We needed transportation assistance, and we got booty juice. That's like the biggest.
That's the wrong kind of ride. That's why he wasn't good at the job. Okay.
He shows up with his little like hard hat when things get tough.
But I saw people on Facebook freaking out like, we don't have a supreme leader, blah blah blah. It's like, bro, go use the internet. You can find out how this stuff works. It's all legit.
But it's so funny because those same people had nothing to say when there was like misinformation departments being opened up, and they were they were pushing back against parents who were, trying to protest against the school board and let their voices be heard and all that. That's okay, though,
right.
Impeding on those rights. But if you're trying to clean up the city and maybe keep everybody safe that wants to just go to work and, live and not have to look over their shoulder, then it's tyranny.
And Trump has a lot of leeway. And I think you guys may have talked about this when he first announced, the federalization. He's got there's like a home rule where, Congress is technically the head representatives of District of Columbia. They're the ones that write all the laws, but what they've done, like every other job that they've had, is they've put it off to somebody else. Now, I think it's cool that they do like a mayor and things. It's a city, people live
It's
there.
cute. Yeah.
It's cute, whatever. But like at the same time, they have no oversight. They just let it go. They're just like, not our problem.
Yep.
And Trump's like, oh, yes, it is our problem.
And a lot of these people, too, that have these appointments, they don't live in these, like, heavily, crime-ridden areas. They don't. Like, just like Pritzker, he's like, he shows, like, behind him. And it's like where he is at, it's, there is no crime. Everything is, like, nice and pretty and, whatever. But go like 20 minutes down the road and you'll probably have to dodge a bullet. Like people live this every single day of their lives, and it's not widely reported. It's, a little bit here and there, and then they move on to the next thing, but they don't compile it because, everybody has like short-term memories. So, when they do stories that they want to push into people's brains, they'll, drum it, bring sources and constantly cover it, and all day, all night across the bottom of the screen when they're talking about something else. But when they should be showing evidence of the reasoning why these things need to be happening, and they should kind of like bring it all back towards everybody and show, the evidence, they won't do that because it goes against the narrative, and they're just the left arm or the right arm of the left. It's absolutely insanity. And these anchors too, they don't live in these areas. I mean, a lot of them, I think, like they run the transit. Yeah, like, don't you care?
It's nice to see some of these people that work that are in front of a camera and a microphone going, about time somebody does something about it.
Exactly.
Exactly. So anyway, we'll keep track. We'll keep track of this one for you guys.
Track, but I'm actually, I hope, right. I really hope this continues to happen, because the more this is happening, now you have people out with signs asking, in like Chicago and Detroit, asking Trump to come to their area and clean it up. Like it's on the world stage, it's on the country stage, like everybody's seeing it. And a lot of the people that have to deal with this every day, they are asking for it in their areas. And I love to see it. So
let's go.
Yeah.
Caption this.
Yes. All right, palate cleanser time. Oh, the dog father.
The dog father.
So if you guys are new to the show, this is the segment where we call Caption. This is a game we play at the end of every Sunset Ranch show. We have an AI generated photo here, and we ask you, the audience, to please participate and give us a funny caption. And then Scrap and I at the end will vote on the best one. On
Bump.
fire. All right, so what do you got, audience? Give us something good. Let's see. I'm trying to.
I'm gonna write mine down in the chat. We're on YouTube and Rumble.
Yeah.
And, I'm gonna write mine in the chat, and I'm gonna wait until everyone's in, and I'll dump it.
Hey, Doug. Biddy for the Supremes. Let's see. I've been like really rusty. I haven't even been submitting anything.
I got Chef Dog. I think she meant Chief Dog.
Chief Dog, that's cute.
Chop Dog General. Rough on Crime.
Oh, I like that. Ruff.
What every Georgia Bulldog fan sees themselves as.
Patriots being sad. There's only rebels and tyrants now. Yeah. Frank new skin to look tougher.
Even Bob Barker couldn't convince this pup to get neutered. Child support court, here we come.
Have your pet spayed or neutered. Goodbye.
Oh.
Oh, man. I swear, staying home sick from school or work will never be the same again. Dog father. Yep. Gosh, I can't come up with anything. You guys are like too fast for me.
Let's bring that up again so we can see it. Welcome to Black Ruff. All right. All right. The goodest boy.
Oh, this is the only thing I could think of. The goodest boy. I like that. Welcome to Black Ruff. It's like the Black Rock peeps.
Commander in Chiefs.
This mission, if you choose to accept it.
Oh. Tap dog, get ready for dog fighting. Top dog, get ready for dog fighting. Welcome to Black Ruff. Your Honor, I didn't know they were going to use it in eclairs.
I submitted one, but it sucks. I said he will give you an offer you may not refuse, and that's only because Brian gave me the idea with Dogfather. All this in a pile of bones. Oh. Where's the gravy? Oh, this is good. I had a feeling, like, I was like, this image is good.
You could almost just use the title of the movie Goodfellas.
Yeah. The Rough Fellas.
Rough Fellas. Goodest Fellas.
Yeah.
Goodest Fellas.
Hit bacon, and not real bacon.
Is it fellows or fellas?
No, you want it with goodest fellas. Goodest fellas.
He's one of us. He's a good fella.
Credit scrap. Goodest fellas.
There we go. Sorry, Maringer.
That wins.
There's
executive decision. I pulled the veto, and I will leave now.
Hey, yeah.
The Don veto.
There's Shark Tank now. Welcome to
veto.
Dogtown. Dog veto.
See, I can't take credit for that one completely. Brian instigated that one.
That's
all right,
good.
Goodest fellas or dog veto? One of the two. I'll leave that one to the chat. I don't care. Dog pound. Oh, there's Shark Tank. Now welcome to Dog Pound. Vasa, that's not bad. That's not bad. That's an honest effort right there. Doggy veto.
Doggy
veto.
Doggy DeVito, that's cute. I really liked Welcome to Black Ruff. I thought that was cute. Good. Tim Bryan. He just keeps saying "goodest fellas" over and over again.
I'm gonna turn him down in my headset.
All right. Let's leave it to the chat. You guys vote. Goodest fellas, 1 for goodest fellas, and 2 for Welcome to Black Ruff.
Oh. We have to play
Doug,
by the rules.
5 was not an option, Doug. If T-Bone was in here, he put a D. Oh, we got 2 for 1. 2 for 1 discount. We got another 2 in the YouTube. All right, so we're tied.
Yeah, we got 23.
Oh!
Stop the count. Stop the count. You remember the back. The flashbacks.
Somebody have a water main break pop up.
Stop the counting. It's rigged.
All right. All right. So it looks like, yeah, we got 3 for 1. Anybody else want to vote?
Again, it's
10, 9, 8.
Goodest fellas.
Yeah, goodest fellas was number 2. No, number 1. Sorry, and then yeah.
I forget. You didn't know we wrote it down.
Wait. No. I'm all confused now. Number 1 is Welcome to Black Ruff, and then number 2 is Goodest Fellas. I mean, the other way around.
Are we messing up? Do we need to put?
I'm all confused.
Revote. We need a recount. We're dyslexic up here.
I can't.
Goodest fellas wins. I have rules. I am goodest fellas wins. Damn it!
I just want you guys to know this is exactly what we're hearing in our ears. Plus, we have him double, so when he comes on the screen, he sounds like the sound of God or something. All right. Yes, goodest fellas does win because I got it all swippy swappy. So congratulations, Scrap. Goodest fellas wins. Capture this.
He's just trying to win me over to come back and keep doing this every night.
Yeah. Trying to sweeten it. Add some butter to the biscuit. Yeah. All right. But yeah, so congratulations, Scrap. Good stuff. And thank you, everybody. That was great. You guys came up with some great stuff. It's getting harder and harder to choose. Like, I can't even do anymore. I want to choose like 3 of them.
We need to come up with some other ideas of doing this with the voting and everything. There's a website called Straw Poll.
Mm-hmm.
And Straw Poll is really cool. I've been on some other live streams where they would use it before the stream and they'd send it out and say, hey, here's the thing. This is what we're talking about tonight. Everybody vote on, this thing.
And we could do it like right at the beginning of Caption.
And they talk about it, that's an idea. We don't have to do it that way, but,
it might be easier than me than just trying to count on my fingers because apparently I have issues counting.
Right. I mean, throughout the night, we could be like, hey, go check out our in between segments. Hey, we're gonna at the end of the night, we're gonna do, caption this. Go to our socials and blah blah blah, and you can find the link in the chat or wherever description, and go vote on the straw poll, and then
Yeah. No, it sounds good.
What's cool on straw polls is you can add in and other, and then you can put in what you want. So that way, even if there's like 20, everyone can go in and go, oh yeah, I like that one.
Oh, cool. All right. So yeah, we check that out.
We'll have to look at straw polling it up.
Yeah.
That way we don't have to get dyslexic and short-term memory loss kick in. And then
Bro, it's so hard up here to count. Listen, I am educated in the New York school system, all right? So just give me a break. I'm trying my best out here. If you guys want to check out our website, look, I can't even figure out how to do this still, and I've been trying to do it every time. Go to our Q&R code at the top of the screen there. You do the little new age thing. It'll bring you right to our riseinmiddleamerica.com website. You can see all of us on there, all the hosts and everybody who works on the back end. You can get all of our links to our Discord. Come and chill with us. We just did actually our first call-in show with Fafo Fridays. That was really awesome, but you got to be part of the Discord in order to participate and stuff like that. Anytime we do the big, the big voting for Caption This, like who's the big championship winner, we're going to do it through Discord. So join the Discord. Come hang out with us, and thank you guys always for hanging out with us every time on Sunset Rants. We love you guys. You're freaking awesome.
It's so much fun.
Yeah.
Especially when I know what we're about to talk about, and I kind of paid attention to the news through the day.
I did too, unfortunately.
I noticed you had notes, and they worked really well. It was good.
Yeah.
And our producer does a great job of giving us a good bones of the outline, and through the day we sit around up here in the Discord while we're all doing day job stuff, and of course that's his day job is, putting these outlines
getting
together.
Us souped up.
The show has got all the juice it needs.
Mm-hmm.
So we appreciate Brian in the back end there. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you so much.
All right.
Thank you, Scrap, very much for joining me today. I hope to have you back on here, maybe once, twice, 3 times, maybe whatever. Anyhow, so thank you guys again for joining us. I hope you have a wonderful Wednesday night, and see you tomorrow, Tay and D, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and stick around 10:30 p.m. tonight. We have Roma Sports, so go get a snack, get something to drink, come back right here, and we'll see you then. Bye.
So I got to thinking, there's MAHA, Make America Healthy Again. MAGA, Make America Great Again. But what we really need to do is make America follow the Constitution again. Motherfucker. That sounded better in my head.